Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Monday, and all of our guests today, including Eddie Lack, standing by. Brought to you by Passat Motors. With your next vehicle purchase, choose this or that. Choose between a $1,000 gas card or a big screen TV. Visit Passat Motors, BASANT Motors.com. He's a former Canucks goaltender, also played for the Flames, Hurricanes, and Devils, now selling real estate in Arizona.
Yes.
EddieLack.com, here to talk about about real estate in Arizona and about the fact that Canucks are up 2-1 on the Oilers after that 4-3 Sunday win up in Edmonton. Eddie, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me on.
No problem, and thanks for supporting our post-game show as well. We really appreciate it. What do you think of the way Artur Silovs is playing right now for the Vancouver Canucks? For a lot of people, out of nowhere, Eddie.
I mean, he's definitely winning the goaltending battle, right? And for the Canucks third stringer to come in and beat the Oilers number one, I mean, that just says something, right? I mean, he's just playing unbelievably. I feel like he's competing. He's seen the puck. I watched him in person here when they were here for the Coyotes game here at the end, and like he just looks ready, I would say.
Yeah, looks very, very calm. So Eddie Lack, back in 2015, fills in for an injured Ryan Miller. You end up playing 4 playoff games, if I'm not mistaken, against Calgary. Can you relate to what Artur Silovs is going through right now?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I played as good as he is. But no, I mean, back then it was just like a really cool experience for me, and wish we obviously beat the Flames that year, but playoffs is such a different animal compared to the regular season and everything, and very fortunate to be able to experience that.
Eddie, are you surprised the Canucks have got to Skinner so much? 8 goals he's allowed in just 8 periods of play. 12 goals he's allowed in 8 periods of play. And we don't know who's going to start next in goal. Some rumors this morning it might be Calvin Pickard. But boy, oh boy, are they ever in a pickle over there on what to do with it. And they got Jack Campbell as a black ace making $5 million a year. So advantage Canucks big time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been surprised. I thought that last year it was kind of the same thing in the second round for Skinner as well, right? And I thought that but it was his first year. He's probably going to learn from that and get better this year, right? But no, the Canucks has really gotten to him, and the goaltending matchup, it is really advantage Canucks at this point, and I mean we don't really know if Demko's gonna come back or not either, but if Silvos is playing like this, I mean we can afford to keep that Thatcher off a few more games.
Eddie, we didn't even know if the Canucks were going to make the playoffs this year. Now they're 2 wins away from the Western Conference Final. What impresses you the most about this team?
I think it's just the way that they all buy in and they play as a team, right? That's just like full kudos to the coaching staff and everything. I feel like they've gotten everyone to pull the same way. Like, we've always had players, I felt like, to be in the postseason and like play in the postseason, but really like how this coaching staff has like made everyone just pull the same way.
Eddie, I think I've got this right. You played a couple of seasons in Carolina with Elias Lindholm as a teammate. Right. What do you like about him as a player?
I just think he's really solid both ways on the ice, right? Like he puts up hits like point. I feel like he's a great guy to have there in front of the net on the PP. He's great at tipping the puck, but his defensive side of his game is extremely well. Plus all the face-off that he wins and everything too, right? I mean, he's the perfect second or third line centerman to have on a Stanley Cup contending team, I feel like.
Eddie, you're in Arizona. You've been there for a while now. What are your thoughts? Why didn't NHL hockey work in the Phoenix area?
I just felt that it was the owners. I mean, they still haven't to this date had a good enough ownership to one, put the rink in the right place. And like I've had discussions with a lot of Canadians over the years here about that hockey that doesn't work in the desert and everything. But it's just like, I mean, when you put the rink so far away in a non-traditional hockey market like this, it is right. It's just tough to get fans. I mean, most fans here live in the East Valley, and they put the rink in the West, and it's just way too long of a drive on weekdays. I mean, it works for the NFL where it's 8 home games a year, right?
Yeah.
But with 41 home games a year for NHL, like, that doesn't really work.
Eddie, the man next to me, his name's Rick Dollywall. He's got more money than God.
Stop it.
He
Stop it.
He wants to know what you can tell us about the real estate market in Arizona, since you're involved in it.
Oh, I mean, it's great here. My main focus, especially in the last few years here, have just been Canadians either moving here or buying a second home or investment properties, or I have a few guys that do some like flips and everything with me here. So I love to help Canadians buy here, and I feel like it's kind of a perfect scenario, especially with the Vancouver rain and everything in the winter, right? And then they all come here for the winter, and then you get to spend the beautiful Vancouver summers at home. So yeah, it's awesome.
Well, thanks for jumping on board with us with our post-game show, and we'll send you Rick's number, and you guys can hook up.
Not a chance.
Eddie, thanks so much for this, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.